Okay, how's it going? This will be a CJM extra, and I am going to try to explain Fate Stay Night lore to my friend Ben. Ben, say hello.
Oh, hi.
So, okay, Ben, what is your question?
Let's see. To catch up on the highlights so far,
Okay,
um, we revealed the concept. We revealed the concept that Fate Stay Night is about magic
more
users summoning servants.
yes,
And then we revealed the fact that I was vaguely aware that Fate Stay Night was about magic users using some personification of another person as a power source. And I thought that the honestly mascot character for the series, Saber, which is the blonde girl in a blue dress, was a magic user and was channeling King Arthur. Apparently, that
Wow.
is not the case.
No, it's not. Well, yeah, you kind of got it. You got some things right though.
Um, and then we revealed that I thought the entire series was about basically Arthurian lore characters reincarnated in the present day, which is not what it's about at all.
No, it's not. I mean, the thing about the Fate Stay Night is Saber is one of the main female characters. Okay, Fate Stay Night is originally a visual novel that was made by Nasu by a person named Nasu, and it's a big thing. And if I get some of this stuff right, please don't at me. Okay, I'm just doing my I watched this series extensively, but some things I will say it's like only on top of my head, and I get the gist of it. Okay, so just bear with me. But yes, um, the thing, yeah, you're right about the Arthurian legend thing because Saber is the main female character that Shiro Emiya summons, and I guess maybe as you said through osmosis, and maybe through me too, because I love this series. Saber is yes, Arthurian legend because Saber is pretty much what you expect of Fate Stay Night. Hmm.
Yeah,
Yes, but what you're mistaken about is the fact that Saber herself is a servant.
yeah. I thought that they were a magic user, but they're actually, I don't know, the persona or whatever.
Yes, she say Artoria Pendragon. She did live out her life in the past. She was a real person in this story and everything, but unlike but
Wait,
hmm?
she was a person?
Yes, any
She existed as a blonde girl?
yes, and this
I
and
thought she was King Arthur.
she is.
But what?
History, okay, and how they explain it in the story, King Arthur that we know is real was only in the history book is described as a boy, but in reality, Arthur was a girl.
Okay.
Uther Pendragon had actually aired a girl.
Oh,
There's a lot of backlore to it that I've read about it, so it's a thing.
okay. All right.
But the key thing is Merlin, Merlin and all his extraordinary versions and everything and powers and shit. He said that Uther Pendragon would help give the birth of eyes of a king, but he kept to himself that the sex never really mattered, except for the fact that he would have a child that would is destined to be king. The sex never mattered.
All right.
So pretty much, if as in some of the lore goes, Arthur was raised as Artoria, her name. She was raised as a boy, and that's it. So she was raised as a boy, pretty much.
All right.
And then one day when it came on her 16th birthday, she and destiny called out that she would be pulling Caliburn, not Excalibur, from the sword in the stone. She would pull that sword. And Merlin said, "Hold, Arthur. Before you do this, you need to consider what you'll be giving up in return." Once you pull this sword, your destiny will be altered. You will no longer be a person. But Arthur, or Artoria, in all her, I guess, wisdom, bravery, philosophic mindset, decided that this is something she will do for herself, and that at her heart she is a king. Not queen, a king. So she pulled Caliburn from the stone, and all who saw it that day, she became known as King Arthur. They kind of fudged it that only key people knew she was really a woman. So it was kind of a well kept secret that she would go by the name Arthur, not Artoria.
How much of the rest of the story happened?
What do you mean? In the lore of King Arthur?
Well, first of all, being married to a woman.
Oh, that's the most twisted. Okay, yeah. Okay, so the whole Guinevere
Did
situation.
she actually like Guinevere, or was that just to keep up appearances?
It's both. She did like Guinevere, but not in a sexual way. And it was only
Did she like her in a romantic way?
No, she did care for her though.
Can you pretend marry me so people can off my back? Can I still see my side piece, Lancelot? Sure.
Actually, King Arthur, actually, Artoria was pretty much knew about their love, and that's why it was so tragic in the end.
Wait, why? Did she, like, get upset about it?
No, no, no. Arthur was not upset by Guinevere's twist because Guinevere was giving up something in return for maintaining an image of a king that she was giving up forsaking her heart. Even though Guinevere knew this, it also brought great tragedy to all who were involved with it. Lancelot knew because he became Arthur's number one knight and trusted knight, and he knew and he felt he loved Guinevere, but he also kind of also loved Artoria as well. And this whole thing was just totally tragic.
Just imagine all of them sitting down at the table for tea and the room's on fire and they're all like, this is fun.
Yeah, and the thing, and what gets more twisted at one point is because in order for Arthur and Guinevere to maintain a kind of marriage and shit, Merlin gave Artoria, he gave her a dick.
Called it.
He gave her a dick either off a whim or as a joke, and Arthur had a penis, and I guess Arthur had a penis for like a day or something, and I guess she was going to try to impregnate Guinevere through it because reasons. So yeah, to make an heir, but her half sister Morgana and all her wickedness, she as the story goes, she tempted her sister, and I believe she took she took her semen.
Like in a bottle?
I guess she tempted Artoria somehow, gathered up the semen or something, and she whisked away and shit.
Okay, well, I guess I got fucking magic whatever now, thanks to Merlin. Time to go do this dark deed that I have planned. Suddenly the door opens. Not so fast. Oh, who are you? Your half-sister, and honestly, you are ticking so many of my boxes right now.
So, yeah. And
and then Arthur was like, okay.
I don't know. Look, it's not explained. You just get the after. You just only know about what it said in the text that something happened. We know what happened, but not in any specifics. So something happened.
Oh my god.
And Morgana, Queen of the Fae, and all that.
Okay, this honestly sounds like one of those moments where the writer is trying to be like, oh, this would be a really cool plot to have, but why would any of this happen? I'm just gonna pretend like I don't have to explain it and do it anyways. And then like they explain that and they're like, so moving on. And everybody's like, no, wait, stop. We need more information. What the fuck?
Okay, what I'm exploring is the backstory of this version of King Arthur in the Fate universe. This is background
Uh...
information that is written in a wiki. This is coming from the actual Arthur writer who created this series with someone else. So that's what they went with. They probably had all their references to
is what's his face the thing?
who.
I don't know, the dude that murders him.
Well, I will get to Mordred because actually, fun fact, Mordred is like one of the main characters in Fate, in a Fate anime series.
Are they a girl?
Yes.
Yeah.
It makes it more twisted. Mordred is also a Saber, gets summoned as a Saber in a different kind of universe timeline.
Oh right.
Yeah.
There's this whole concept of fucking servants being fucking organized into. I need to stop cursing. Being organized into classes.
Yes.
And one of the classes is Saber, and for some reason, that's just what they call the main character. For some reason, because it's like English fairy lore and
I will. I will
explain.
explain.
Or something.
I will explain why they call the people who are summoned by their class name specifically. I will get to that.
I mean, I'm guessing it's because English fairy lore and like names have power.
You are right about the names that power thing, dude. Good work.
I mean, I learned that from Doctor Who.
Good.
But I've seen it pop up a few times.
Fate Apophica, that anime on Netflix right now. That's what it's called. That's where you see Mordred.
All right.
Okay. Anyway, so Morgana, Morgana, whatever you want to call her, the Dark Fae Queen. She used Artoria's sperm and put it in her ovum. Don't ask how. She's a witch, a powerful sorceress.
Yes, she did it through sorcery. That's how that happened.
She used her eggs to she somehow used her ovum and used, I don't know, whatever you want, whatever you're thinking she used it to do this shit. Okay, it's like a thing.
So she had a kid.
She gave birth. She either gave birth or grew Mordred in like a tank or something. I don't know. And so Mordred is the offspring of Morgana and Artoria, officially. Those are Morgana's parents. No, I mean those are Mordred's parents. Those are Mordred's parents.
I think that my mic is messed up, and through a lot of this, I have been doing these really like loud breathing in laughing, and I don't think they're coming on the recording.
I can kind of hear it, dude. That's fine.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Mordred is an incest baby.
Yes, I mean that is what it says in the backstory in like all the Arthurian lore shit. That yes, Mordred is a product of incest of the siblings. Yeah.
Why is my face funny? Don't make fun. Sorry.
I can't even see you, dude. That's fine. But yes.
That is not what the joke was about.
Oh, okay. But Mordred had an accelerated growth due to being an artificial
Magic.
being. Yes, pretty much. So she became like a teenager rather quickly or something. But she was also always fascinated by her father, quote unquote, Arthur.
Okay, I feel like I know where this is going.
Good, because eventually Mordred becomes a knight of King Arthur's court. And then on some fabled day, Mordred decided to inform Arthur of who she really was. She did, and Mordred looks like almost a spitting image of Artoria. Face, hair, and everything. So,
man, we look so similar. I know, right?
Yeah.
How weird is that?
It's like looking in a mirror. Lynn, Lynn, come here. Don't call your mother Lynn. Mom, come here. Hey, Morgana, come here. Don't call your mother Morgana. Like, oh, what's going on here? Oh, two people. And I'm going by Bob's Burgers. I'm sorry. I only know that one scene. I'm only aware of that one scene. I'm sorry. Anyway, and then Arthur. Oh God, Arthur just says, just because that's the case does not mean you're meant to be king. And then Mordred felt spurned and says, "What do you mean, not king? I'm your son. Is it because I'm the product of a witch?" And Arthur just said the same.
It's because your age is accelerated. You're probably gonna die before me.
And Arthur just said, like in a cool way, like, you are not you do not have the strength to become. You do not have. She said something specific, which is key here, that you do not have what it takes to be king, and walked off. And then Mordred says, "I'll take everything from you. I'll show you everything you've made," and everything. And so the beginning of the end of Camelot. So Mordred reveals the scandal behind Lancelot and Guinevere. That starts a little civil war among the knights. A lot of knights become scattered to the winds at some point, except for a couple. And then, what was it? The Saxons were going to attack, and that was a big thing. And then at the tail end, due to Lancelot not being there and Arthur being there and all the forces, Mordred leads a rebellion against Arthur. And it's just a big old war and a bad shit happening at the end of Camelot. And if you're wondering what happened to Merlin, actually, I should probably send you a picture of what Merlin looks like so you don't get confused. Because Merlin is a trickster. He's also a incubus. He's half an incubus as well. And he actually gets more detailed in the Fate Grand Order anime, which I encourage to watch as well at some point.
Also, for anyone curious, that whole thing between Arthur and Mordred did not go where I thought it was going to go.
Where did you think it was going to go?
More incest.
No, nothing like that. No, nothing. I think one incest thing is enough. We don't need no more incest, bro. We are good. We good. All right, I'm gonna send it to you right now so you know exactly what Merlin looks like.
Many images in my head. There's the old man, there's the person from the TV show, there's Loki for some reason.
Actually, that TV show really did highlight one of my crucial aspects of Arthurian lore. I do like that TV show.
I watched some of it.
That's what Merlin looks like.
I was expecting so much more.
He's a beautiful man. He's half incubus, half human.
Yeah, you said incubus. I wanted tail and wings and scales.
He's half, so that's that thing. He absorbs people's dream. Apparently, he's actually nice, but he's also kind of a trickster. He's a powerful caster class. He's the highest caliber of caster class, since he's a powerful magician, wizard, sorcerer, whatever you want to call it. And apparently, if you're wondering, he was not in the last battle because something happened between, I think the tale goes, he was sealed away at the borderline of life and death or something by the woman, by the lady in the lake or something. So that's why he was never an asset in the final battle to protect Arthur or something at the end.
Also, in this universe, is Incubus a monster, or is Incubus some sort of like, I don't know, where like a demon is almost like a manifestation of some sort of like negative aspect of reality?
I'm not sure. I'm thinking it's like supposed to be a demon.
All right.
I think his mother was I think no, an incubus is a no. His mother might have been a succubus, and he became an incubus due to the birth thing and shit.
I mean, I think incubus is just male succubus.
Okay, whatever. But yeah, pretty much that describes Merlin. That he's a trickster, but he's also wise, and he's not evil. He's actually like law. He's like, if you had to classify him, he's like lawful neutral at best. I think that's what they classify him as, because he is not chaotic good.
Also, so wait, is he a summon or is he a magic?
He's both. The thing about Merlin is he can exist. He can find a way to find. He can find a way to be summoned as a servant if he really wanted to, because he is in the borderline of life and death. He observes what's happening on Earth from
Do the
from Avalon.
do the magics also get classes or no?
What do you mean?
You called him a caster. Is that a servant class or a
That's
magic class?
it's a both. It's a servant class that corresponds with anyone who has powerful magic. They can be
Alright.
they put in the caster class. But anyway, the fall of Camlon occurs, and unfortunately, uh, Arthur is able to kill Mordred in the end. But but before that, Mordred is able to severely wound Artoria, and then the last moment, she after that, and Arthur breaks her mask. Mordred's last words were "Father," and she collapses. Why couldn't you love me?
Yeah.
And the thing about, and I guess,
And so then after that, they get an they get like a fucking offer from the universe to become summons.
well, the thing about, if I remember correctly, after that, Bedivere, one of Arthur's knights and everything, uh, is able to take Arthur somewhere, and Artoria asked Bedivere to take her sword and give it back to the Lady of the Lake, and it took 3 attempts under Bedivere to do that. And while Bedivere is away, Arthur starts thinking about how her life went and how her main thing for the Fate story is going to be, I wish I could just live my life another way and have someone else become king to be better rule for all of England or London or Europe or the continent or whatever. So she wants to redo the whole sword and the stone thing with someone else or something, and have someone else more worthy of it than she was, because she feels like her life was met with nothing but tragedy. And that's her raison d'etre for Fate Stay Nights, for the Fate Stay Night show. So she makes a pact with the world, and she is now part of the, what was it? What do they call it? They call
A
it
war or some shit.
the Throne of Heroes. I'm sorry.
Also, basically, so the I don't know. So like, so they make this deal, and there's like an idea that this wish can be fulfilled by the Holy Grail or some shit.
Yes.
But you said that when they actually reach the Grail, the wish goes to the magic, not the summon.
It goes to the master, but yes. That it's a kind of it's a side it's kind of a trick as well.
So all of the summons who are in this thing are basically trapped forever, and they're never going to get what they want.
That depends. The thing about it is the Holy Grail War is nothing more than a magic ritual to gather magical energy from servants. Unfortunately enough, and that the Grail itself, there are two Grails. There's the Grail that you see, and then there's something called the Outer Grail, which is the true encompassing factor of everything. But the thing about it is actually corrupted. There have been four. there have been approximately 4 wars before the Fifth Grail War, of course. And apparently, in the Third Grail War, apparently, a being named Anja Mayu, all the evils of the world. Remember that episode of Inuyasha with that monk who became a living monk, and that the whole and had that whole spiel of good is bad, bad is good spiel poem thing that Kikyo said.
Barely.
Mount Hakue, Kikyo was like borderline like comforting the stupid monk because he thinks he lived his life not as pure, and she was the one to give his soul peace and shit.
Barely.
Well, it's like that, pretty much. Anja Mayu is all the evils of the world. In an old civilization, apparently the people decided to pick one person to go in a box and say, "You are the evil. We will concentrate all of the evil onto you." Unfortunately enough, and it became a thing. And it was the weaker servant named Avenger, and he got killed off quickly. And once his body's destroyed, his magical essence or whatever was seeped into the Outer Grail, which then corrupts the entire thing, which now the Grail can summon bad people to be servants as well.
Uh, so the Grail was tainted not by 3 consecutive wars of bloodshed, but because they sacrificed some random dude.
Yeah, so we'll go with that, yeah.
That seems stupid.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, the Holy Grail was only supposed to summon heroic spirits, but now, since the Grail is tainted, anyone can call forth a anti-spirit or an anti-heroic spirit who is like chaotic lawful, chaotic neutral, chaotic evil kind of thing.
So
it's kind of sad.
So wait. So was the Grail? Wait, did we talk about the 3 families in the podcast thingy yet, or no?
No, not yet.
Oh, that was one of my next question.
Okay, what about?
Well, the 3 families thing.
Oh, the Mercury. Okay, so the Mercury, the Tosakas, and the Einsburns were the first 3 families to construct the Grail War. And they needed a couple of things. One, they needed a land where the Holy Grail was going to start. That was going to be somewhere in Japan called Fuyuki. And the Tosaka had like land they could use. And that happened. The Einsburns were going to utilize something called, oh god, what was it? The Heaven's Feel, the third magic. And the Mercury, what was their part of it, actually? I actually gotta look this up because I forget. The spirits, the Holy Grail, elementals, magical beast, pioneer of the stars. In the Holy Grail, Iskandar. The Fourth Holy Grail War. And let's see, the Fourth Holy Grail War. And the Fourth Holy Grail War was the origin. The original purpose for the ritual to recover the third magic lost by the Einsburns, the Cup of Heaven, around 1790, 3 members of the corresponding families, which I mentioned, created the system in order to create a gate leading to Akasha, or the Akashic Records, another thing. So they set up everything in the Far East, and the Einsburns provided the alchemy to create it and prepared the vessel of the Grail. The Tosaka provided the necessary land, called forth the servants, and the Mercury assembled a magecraft to stabilize the starting materials and designed the command seals that commanded the servants. Back when the Tosaka were developing the ritual of the Heaven's Feel, along with the Mercury and Einsburns, the daughter of the daughter of the Tosaka played a greater role in the completion of the Holy Grail system than her father. So pretty much that's as far as I'm going to go into it because there's like a lot of shit connected to it, sadly. Like a lot of information.
So the Holy Grail was made. It didn't like exist.
Correct. It was made by 3 families in the past.
So what it really is a giant bank of magical power.
Yes, yes. Congrats. Yes.
Okay. And also, how does a Grail War work? How do you win?
Okay. This kind of corresponds. There are 7 classes of warriors, heroes, anti-heroes you can summon. There is the Saber class, Archer, Lancer, Caster, Rider, Assassin, and Berserker. They correspond each class of what you can summon from a heroic spirit. A heroic spirit deemed is put in one of these classes depending on like a similar concept or construct of what they were good at in life. So Arthur, for instance, was good with her sword, as she is known to utilize a saber. And technically speaking, Artoria can be summoned in different classes depending on what artifact you have to summon her with, I believe. If you have...
But
Yes.
if it's the same person and you're like, well, you're an archer now. It's like, I've never even picked up a bow. Huh? Not my problem. You're an archer now.
It doesn't... Well, it only depends on, like, certain things. I believe it has something to do with your spirit origin that can never be touched. So, depending on the spirit origin of the person that you're summoning, they will be corresponded with one class. So, if you have, like say like you're going to try to summon a saber, and if you have like a corresponding aspect of Arthur that's connected to her, you will most likely summon her as said class, like with a sheath, the sheath of Avalon, as it were. That's used as the correspondent to summon Saber as a saber. I mean, to summon Arturia as a saber class.
All right.
And Arturia as a saber, as you said, we're told power, and if the other enemies, like if the master and servant learn about your servant's real name, they can make a plan to like try to one up them or whatever, because names hold power. So that's why it's a rule that you should only pretty much never say your servant's name to anyone else except for your master or whatever, depending.
Okay, but
Yes.
how does the war work?
Oh god, it has actually the church gets involved. Okay, so also there are a lot of organizations involved in this as well, or have some matter of meaning. There is something called the church. They're involved in this somehow, but it's mostly corresponding with the Mage Association in London, because the Mage Association is a hybrid of all magic users in the world who decided that they have to keep magic secret from the world. So they have a system and classes and shit, right? And like any organization, there's like a lot of bureaucracy, politics involved. So old money families are involved in it. It's a pain in the ass, but they are legit, but they also are crooked. And then you get the church, called the Burial Agency, and they deal with like heathens that desecrate the foundation and will of God and all that shit. They deal with vampires and demons. It's a thing in this universe. And usually the Mage Association and the Burial Agency, they have come to blows at times throughout many years. Some good, some bad, but there's a fundamental rule that we gotta keep this shit secret, because the world ain't ready. The world is never ready for anything different. So it's a thing.
Boring answer.
Yes. Like, no normal person should know about this. You gotta keep this shit secret, or it'll be a pain in the ass for all of us. So how it's worked is through a pact or agreement, the church is involved to distribute like priest or something at the church. There's like a church. There's a neutral zone in Fuyuki where the Holy Grail takes place, which corresponds with one priest or something from the church comes in, and they're kind of like the referee. They are the one that keep tabs on any master that wants to participate in the Grail War, as long as they have the qualifications of summoning a servant.
So, at this point, should I feel like we maybe should clarify war? Is it actually a war? Because it sounds like a battle royale.
They just call it a war. It's a war more in the terms of servants dueling one another.
But what it sounds like is like just like a bunch of two-man teams battling it out until only one is left.
Yeah, 7 teams, 7 individual teams, and everything, duking it out at various points. But the thing is, in this story of Fate Stay Night, our main character named Shiro Emiya winds up getting involved in the Fifth Grail War. And he is somehow able to summon Saber under mysterious circumstances beyond his comprehension.
To take a step back, though.
Yes.
So basically, the way that the Grail War works is it's like a tournament of 7 people.
And 7 servants, masters and servants. Yes.
Oh yeah, of 7 groups.
Yes.
And they fight to the death.
That's the thing. There are rules. Yes and no. It depends on the individual at hand. Because say like the person who has say that the master dies, right?
Huh?
Technically speaking, a servant could choose another master.
Wait, so if the master dies during the war, can the servant carry on?
It can, but only unless that unless the master lost their servant, and they can make a new pact.
So are you saying that like if during a fight, the servant kills the opposing team's servant, but the opposing team's master kills the first team's master, in like a 10-second window, those 2 survivors can decide to team up?
It doesn't really work that way because it really depends. But that's one way to think about it. Yeah, but the thing about it is the timeline really depends on the amount of energy the servant has at the end, and along with the fact that the thing is servants still have a will. They are still technically human in a way.
Okay, so mages are just the magical batteries powering the servant.
Yes, exactly. But they have their own will, and say for instance, there's like another main character. There's like another character named Rin Tosaka. She's like She's another main player in this, and she summoned Archer by accident due to her own slip up and everything, because she's a tsundere and apparently she's a prodigy, but she is prone to make small mistakes which impact certain things.
I think she's your favorite.
Yes, Rin Tosaka is my favorite. She's awesome. But she summons Archer, and they don't get along right away. As soon as he's summoned, he kind of backtalks her and shit, and he's being sarcastic, saying, "You just stay here and shit, and let me take care of it, my little master." And then she just snaps and just says, "What the fuck are you talking about? I'm your master. You will listen to me." And then she gives a specific order with her fucking command seals, and Archer's like, "Wait! You don't want to use your command seal just for something like this? I'll do whatever I want. Shut the fuck up!" And she says something specific, and the command seal compels Archer to try to listen to what she says. But the thing is, he said, I can't listen to everything you say, so you just wasted a command spell." But he also says that, but I do have a compulsion that I'll make sure that I'll start listening to you though. So in a way. And so after that, Archer respects Win's skill as a mage.
Hmm.
So they pretty much a master and servant is like a symbiosis thing. They gotta be compatible in a way because
Question:
yes.
If so, wait. Actually, if the summons are fighting and the summon kills the other summon, do they actually die or do they just like get put back on the shelf?
What do you mean?
Like if the summons are just constructs that are created by the mage's energy,
Technically,
if
more by the Grail's will and power. They are able to materialize due to the will of the Grail.
so then like if a summon is defeated during the war, do they just like can they just be summoned in the next one?
Hmm. I, I don't know. I guess the possibility exists. It's not zero.
All right. Also, if a summon were to beat another summon, could they make that summon's mage also connect with them so they're running off two batteries and are supercharged?
No, because oh god, this is another backstory which I don't want to go into. But the thing about magic is there is true magic, and then there's the magic that the mages currently have, and sadly, the old ways of magic has been lost to time. So mages have adapted to using magic, like alchemic element. Some true magic is distributed by oh god, I don't want to explain it. Uh, they use something called mage craft instead of true magic, even though it is fundamental magic. There's true magic, and then there's the fundamental magic that all the magi use. That
The
they
old bloods, Lawrence.
yes, like okay, say like like I mentioned Merlin.
Yeah.
He has access to he has access to the true old magic of old. All casters have a representation of the true magic in a way, I believe.
Hmm.
It's not complicated, but you gotta read up on it. It makes it more. You gotta do your own individual study for this. Honestly.
Okay. And
Mm-hmm.
after the third war,
Which we don't.
some
Wait. Oh,
people.
which I want to clarify. I only know about the Third War due to a lot of just to reading up the basics of what happened in some previous wars. I don't know everything. It's just that key thing changed the foundation of future wars. That's all that you need to know about.
Wait, did it change like how things work, or did it just allow you to summon bad people?
Bad people.
So is that like any different from summoning someone else?
Well, when you get ones like Medea Castor, she's bad to the bone, man. She's a twisted motherfucker.
So will she like assert will her dominance over the person who summoned her?
Well, and that's actually explored in the anime. She apparently kills her master that summoned her because he treated her like because he was jealous of that fact that she had real magic, and she thought that his magic was nothing more than politics, and that magi after they don't have access to the true magic of old and shit. So it's like a thing. So she used her noble phantasm, rule breaker, to actually stab herself to nullify her contract with her master, and then she kills him to his shock. That's why I say servants do have their own wills, which makes them like a thing. You still there, Ben?
Ah, well, I mean, I was looking at this from the scope of the whole thing is basically to power a giant magic battery. So I was assuming that summoning evil people was a problem because heroes will do what they're told while villains will like try to think outside the box and be like, why is this happening? Realize that it's for a giant magic battery and then try and take advantage of that.
Oh no, that's another story part of the main story itself that does get explored in the series.
Okay. But that's why I thought that being able to summon meanie people mattered.
It kind of matters it kind of matters in the long run
Okay.
if they know about it, which is sad.
Okay. So,
Okay.
um, so basically, somebody wins and then they get a wish. Does
Yes.
the wish actually come true?
Well, from what I find, the thing about it is, as I said, the Holy Grail is corrupted.
Uh, so wait, in the first and second war, did the wishes come true?
It was always left incomplete.
So basically, not only can you summon bad people from the Grail now, but also now the wishes don't come true.
That's because there is a will to the Grail itself.
Okay, so wait, what happens? Do your wishes just get corrupted, or
Yes. In the fourth Grail War that takes place in Fate Zero, another series that takes place before Fate Stay Night series, it's that has a big thing. You can watch it on Netflix or Funimation or buy it. It's expensive though. Um, that
okay? I have one more question then.
Go for it.
How does any of this power a giant magic battery?
It has something to do with the ley lines connected to Fuyuki, along with a ritual site and a homunculus from the Einsburns.
Couldn't they have done all that without the Grail War?
No, because they needed more. They needed a. There's only so much. There's only so much humans can do. So you have to think outside the box and get an accumulated amount of energy.
That doesn't my question.
So the Einsburns are very important because they are a family that create a homunculi,
Okay.
and one homunculus in particular that is a is like a big character in Fate Stay Night is named Ilya Einsburn. She is the ultimate form of a homunculus because she was birthed by her mother, who was also homunculus, but also by a human dad. Ilya was birthed naturally. She was not created artificially.
Okay. What does that get her?
She is the ultimate form of homunculi, and she has a strong magical circuit storage, along with the fact that she is also a container for the servants that are defeated energy.
So so that's why there's a Grail War. When the servants are defeated, they get eaten by the Grail.
They get eaten by the Grail, who is absorbed by the homunculus and by the homunculus. So, for instance, Ilya, she can hold up to like 5 total servants' energies and everything before her function starts slowing down, and that she becomes a vessel for the inner Grail or something.
Uh, if
Her life is sacrificed to become the Grail itself.
so every time.
Well, Fate Stay Night is divided into 3 storylines that correspond to the Fifth Grail War, and it can end in one of 3 ways.
But there have been 5 Grail Worlds. Does that mean that she dies and becomes the cup every time?
No, no, no. There's always a different homunculus throughout the history of the Grail War.
Oh, okay.
Ilia is just the last one of her line, sadly.
All right.
And that is the Fifth Grail War. In the Fourth Grail War, her mother becomes the Grail, but becomes corrupted because of the contents of what happened, and she actually curses Kiritsugu, because Kiritsugu Emiya figured out that the Grail will not grant anyone's wishes because of how twisted it is. Because he says, "My wish is to what was his wish? I want to save everyone from the evils of the world." And the thing is, the Grail cannot exceed the maximum comprehension of the wish itself. So it thinks of a way what the human is thinking. So the way to save people is for it to kill someone in order to save more, sadly. The
Think about your wish. I wish everything was better. You fool!
Exactly, the Holy Grail is not omnipotent, sadly. It is nothing more than a tool of concentrated magic power.
Honestly, why does it keep granting wishes? I feel like that drains the battery a little. Defeats the purpose.
Well, there's the inner Grail and then there's the outer Grail. The inner Grail is like the homunculus in Sora, right? That becomes the Grail itself. Then there's the outer Grail, which is like its true contents, and that needs to be destroyed because it's fucking corrupted and needs to be wiped clean of the world.
Alright. Okay, so stuff, blah, things. So wait, if a master is killed during the war, do they also get eaten by the Grail?
Who? Oh, the masters like get eaten by the Grail itself or whatever, like their energy or whatever.
Yeah, if they die during the contest.
Oh no, they're dead. I mean, the only thing that gets taken is their crest. That is a storage of energy, magic energy as well.
Oh, okay.
So
Do
technically,
they lose that if they lose a fight?
yes.
Oh, okay.
That's what makes what makes it so precious. There's only 3 command seals that you have on your hand or somewhere in your body, and you only get 3 that you can try to control your. It's not really. It's kind of one of an ethical thing. You're not really supposed to do that with your servant, technically, depending who you are. So yeah, because some servants don't like it when you use their command seals on them if they don't want to do something if it's against their nature. There are some servants like Saber, for instance, who has a code of honor that she will never like drain a human of their magic of their mana, as it were, or life force, just to be stronger. She won't do it. Even if you compel her to use a command seal, she has a strong enough will to try to stop it, but yeah, but just barely. So just keep that in mind.
Okay, so that's how the battery gets charged.
More or less. And the fact that the thing is that Artoria Life makes a pact to and becomes a hero servant for the world or whatever. No, not the world, but be put in the Hall of Heroes.
Okay, wait, actually, I forgot an important question.
Yes.
Also, before I forget, because you kept calling her the ultimate homunculus, I don't know what she looks like, but I keep imagining an anime girl version of Shadow the Hedgehog.
Oh, Ilya Einsburn, huh?
The ultimate life form.
She's a lolly, actually.
Shadow the Hedgehog lolly.
I'll show you what she looks like, but the thing is, you shouldn't underestimate her. She's a powerful she's a powerful mage in her own way. So don't fuck with her.
Yeah, but you called her the ultimate life form.
I said she's the ultimate homunculus. Yes.
If I remembered Shadow's theme song, I'd start humming it. But I don't.
On come the darkness that just flows in the dust.
Oh my god, I remember it now.
Throw it all away because I like that I didn't tell you. You live an endless night forever.
Yes. Okay. Oh, right. That was it. So basically, yeah, the well, actually, I guess that would be a good question. Is the Hall of Heroes connected to the Grail?
1 second. The Holy Grail War. Hall of Heroes, Hall of Heroes. Where are you? Because this is information that it's not really always up on top of my head. servants. Servants are spirits summoned by the Holy Grail for the purpose of competing under the Masters in the Holy Grail War. A
But is
servant.
the Hall of
Oh, one sec. I'm getting there. Servants are spirits into spiritual familiars of the highest rank referred to as ghostliners by the Mages Association. They are bound to their master. Typically heroic spirits under most systems, they can also sometimes be summoned by divine spirits, phantoms, wraiths, living people, depending on various circumstances. Pure heroic spirits, the main body, and the throne of heroes can be summoned by the world, and summoning even one is considered to be a miraculous occurrence, differing from the normal definition of familiars that can be likened to minor mascots unable to be stronger than their masters. Heroic spirits are the most powerful of beings with which even the 5 magicians of the world would never be able to forge a contract with. Rather than it being a hard process to summon them, or the fact that they are far surpassed magi, it is their intrinsic nature in that they are beings beyond magecraft. Magi can perform rituals to borrow their power to mimic them, but cannot summon actual heroic spirits themselves. They need like artifacts of said heroes. True names is something of a servant is vital in battle, as it can reveal much about them. The most often have their masters refer to them solely by their class name unless they do not care, like Jack the Ripper. Wish to have closer connection to their master after certain circumstances are revealed. There are servants and masters with extreme confidence or no filter in revealing their true names for all to hear, such as Iskandar or Eliasville. Body appearance, manifestation, upkeep. They need to absorb magic from their person, their alignments, and God damn it! I swear it's so hard to find these things. Throne of Heroes.
If I had to guess, it sounds like it isn't related to the Grail. It's used by the Grail,
Yes,
but it's not a product of the Grail.
correct.
Okay, that makes a little bit more sense then.
Okay, heroic spirits of a higher existence of power, and then there's also something called the counterforce.
What's that?
You know that character that Wynn has named Archer?
Yeah.
He's part of the counterforce that keeps the balance of the world. He's like a janitor, and he hates it. Really hates it. That's all I'll say on that matter.
um, but yeah, as far as like basically the Grail War, from my point of view, it was that you summon the heroes, I guess because you get a massive power boost if you're able to do so. And whatever heroes you summoned, their energy is fed into the Grail, and all the losers' energy is fed into the Grail. And then at the end, you get a wish. And I don't know, maybe whoever you summon gets to go home with you. Maybe, I don't know, or maybe they get eaten by the Grail too. But basically, you were saying that whoever goes to the Hall of Heroes basically does so because they have something they want to happen, like a wish of their own,
Yes.
and that does not get fulfilled by the Grail Wars. Which, if like, if what I originally thought that the Hall of Heroes was a product of the Grail and designed specifically for the Grail Wars, would be tragic because it means that effectively they have been lied to, and their raison d'etre or whatever will never be fulfilled.
Yeah, let's say it's something like that. But the thing about it is, but the thing is, um, if they die in the Grail War, and probably potentially could be summoned again. I'm not sure if that's the case, depending on the circumstances.
Oh, I actually saw a grid about that, but to clarify why that's not the case, it's that Throne of Heroes exists.
Out, the Throne of Heroes exists outside time and space.
It is, yeah, it's not a product of the Grail, and it has nothing to do with the Grail.
Correct.
It just happens to be basically all the people who are housed there are incredibly powerful.
Yes.
And it's just like, oh, cool, we can use them to fuel the battery. Also, any mage stupid enough to do this.
Well, I wouldn't call them the mages stupid because summoning one in itself requires great amount of skill.
No, I mean stupid enough to become a part of a death match.
Oh yes, pretty much.
Okay. Also, should I explain the grid that I saw? It might be a spoiler or something.
About what?
Basically, it makes it look like whenever someone is summoned, that entity that is created through the summoning is a clone, and the original is still in the Hall of Heroes or whatever.
Something like that.
Okay. All right.
But the thing is, they are summoned as they are. They are summoned as a humanoid from their original forms. From the past. So Artoria takes the form of a young woman in her prime because that was the age she died in. She will always look like that. Oh right, I forgot to mention Artoria stopped aging when she pulled Caliburn from the stone. She forever looks 16 years old, even though chronologically she's like, we'll say 26 or 32.
Oh, okay. Knee-jerk reaction is that might be a little creepy.
Well, technically speaking, the main character, Shiro Emiya, depending on the visual novel, what route you pick and what happens, he falls in love with Saber from the get-go. And throughout the course of the Fifth Grail War, that he is somehow able to summon Saber, and then his story begins with the conflict of the Fifth Grail War, with him joining forces with Rin Tosaka and trying to avoid Archer and all that shit, and figuring out the rules slowly because he's a half-ass mage, because Kiritsugu Emiya adopted Shiro Emiya after the Fourth Grail War because, unfortunately enough, the Fourth Grail War ended with no one really winning. And a terrible event happened which set forth events for the Fifth Grail War, which took place a decade later. So call it a whim of fate that this occurred, for Shiro to be involved with the Fifth Grail War. Because in order to save a young Shiro's life, Kiritsugu still had the Sheath of Avalon, which has incredible healing potential. It can stop near-fatal wounds and all that. He put it inside Shiro's body, and Shiro never knew about it. And that is how he's able to summon Saber during the Fifth Grail War.
Just imagine him walking around with like just a sheath shaped like it's not a depression, it's the opposite of depression. I don't know, protrusion next to on his back, and it's like, man, why is it so hard for me to bend over?
Well, the thing about it is it's a mystical object. It's like an astral form of Avalon.
Yeah, so it's not literally inside him.
No, but it's like its astral energy is what's heals his body extraordinary. And actually, Saber is the key, so he's never really truly killed. But he doesn't know he has Avalon until like the tail end of the story, where he gives it back to Saber in the final battle she has with Gilgamesh.
Alright.
Okay, I feel like I did a far too much long on the Fate Stay Night lore of Fate of Artoria Pendragon. But
honestly, a lot of this was just like, why Grail Wars?
That's all you're worried? That's what you're asking?
Yeah, that was mostly, I'm like, how does any of this work?
You just don't want it to be called a war. You just want it to be called like a duel or something.
I mean, like, you said that the point of the Grail Wars was to charge the battery. I'm like, how does this charge the battery? It took me a while to figure that part out.
To harness its energy. It's a ritual of a sort.
No, yeah, but I didn't know what the energy was. The energy was
It's the energy of the servants that are summoned by the Grail.
yeah, and also
And some Magi's who
yeah.
with the quest, the summon quest.
Yeah.
Okay. So, the timeline for the Fifth Grail War is pretty much 2 to 3 weeks in this story. So, no, 2 weeks at best. 2 to 3 weeks. Three things potentially happen to end the Grail War. And since this is a visual novel, and this is an anime adapted from the anime, they picked and choose the 3 routes. In the original anime, Fate Stay Night, done by Dean, they picked the Fate route, pretty much the most straightforward route, non-complicated shit that does not really involve Archer in any particular big way. The main heroine is Saber, Artoria, and how she and Shiro's relationship corresponds with, and the fact that he falls in love with her and he's always sacrificing himself to protect her because she's a woman. And Saber and Win are like saying, dude, she's a servant, she can do this, you cannot fight fucking servants, they are above your pay grade, you will die.
Does seem pretty stupid.
Shiro is stupid. He's impulsive because it's revealed throughout the course of all 3 stories, well, particularly 2, that particularly the first either the Fate route or the Unlimited Blade Works route, he has guilt for surviving the Fuyuki fire that occurred 10 years ago in the Fourth Grail War. He feels guilt for surviving that when his parents died and everyone else was calling for help and he couldn't do anything for them because he kept his ears covered. So he has a lot of guilt. So his main thing is, I want to be a hero of justice like my old man was. And I want to just help people, save them from never experiencing any kind of pain. And everyone has told Shiro, dude, that's lofty, that's fine, but you gotta take care of yourself first. And he doesn't do that. So, in the Fate route, which I'm talking about right now, he takes his philosophy to the limit. Try to protect Saber, and Saber try to reason with Shiro about his ineptitude of what he's trying to do. But the thing is, he's not completely useless because apparently, even though Shiro is only the adopted child of Kiritsugu Emiya, Kiritsugu did not give Shiro his magic crest of his family because of not being blood related. So technically, the Emiya line is only continued on through Shiro by the last name only, not by keeping a magic quest. A magic quest is the pinnacle of every family who wields magic to inscribe something onto the rune itself, and then somewhere on their body. Rin Tosaka does have, every magic family has a magical crest. Rin is currently in hold of her magic crest from her father. And it requires a lot of training and a lot of mental building to do it because that shit is like a tattoo, it ain't gonna come off. And then it's the duty of any mage family to continue their line so the magic is not lost to all eternity. So,
unless you can feed it to a Grail.
Well, technically the Grail does not take that magic energy. It doesn't take the magic crest from you, so that's a good thing.
Oh, okay. Right. Also, my mic glitched out, but basically I kept saying, survivor's guilt, must sacrifice myself.
Yes, that is Shiro to the T. He's so obnoxiously about it in the Fates route and the Unlimited Blade route. But
I don't know. It seems a little sad.
It is sad.
Are you trying to get yourself killed? Yes.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Well.
And it's up to either
We need to have a talk now, Shiro.
yes, it's up to either Saber or Win to help him rectify that part himself. Even though that really doesn't go away, he's able to at least hold some ground that he needs to take better care of himself. In the Fate route, which is corresponded, he falls more for Saber, and then Saber also starts having feelings for Shiro. But the thing is, they got that master servant thing going on. Like, I'm only a servant, Shiro. I'm only supposed to be your blade to get the Grail. I have my own wish. I wish not to be with you like that. But Saber, no, Shiro. And then it's kind of funny because it's like drama, action at points, and it shows off their compatibility of being master and servant and how it's starting to bleed together that they're more than just friends and shit. And Win teases Shiro about it because in the Fate route, Win's more his pal, like saying, "You know what, Shiro? I don't care. Like, you can go with Saber. I'm gonna just tease you about it. I still like you, bro, as a friend." So it's a thing. But pretty much, at the end of it all, if you're wondering what fate awaits Saber and Shiro in the end, oh god, it's found out that one of the priests' name is what's his fucking name? That damn priest. Kirei Kotomine, he's like the referee of the church for the Fifth Grail War. He's fucking corrupt. He's fucking bad. He has two servants. He cheated. He's not supposed to. You only have to have one. He's still there.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so Kirei Kotomine is the main villain antagonist in the Fate route of the anime series, along with Gilgamesh, his real servant.
Alright.
And that corresponds in Shiro realizing he has Saber's Avalon that she thought she lost in her life with the great healing abilities, and in the end he gives it back to her to give her magic circuits a boost because unfortunately Shiro is not the best mage. He has kind of poor magic circuits. He's half-assed. And
is he even a mage?
He's not a mage. He was Kiritsugu only gave him the basic of the basic. Because I assume Kiritsugu thought that Shiro would have given up on it. So that's why he only taught him the bare minimum. Shiro can use reinforcement magic, and eventually it's revealed he can actually really do projection magic, which is, as they say, copycatting or just cheap-ass magic of imitation. So it's like, dude, what the fuck? But he's able to utilize his magic in a particular way that actually makes him kind of a strong contender in the end, because he makes it his own.
Yeah.
And so, through his projection magic, he's able to project Avalon out of his body and gives it back to Saber, giving her the necessary quantity of magic to utilize her noble phantasm, Excalibur, because, unfortunately enough, it's a give and take situation with a master and servant. Servants are able to utilize the potential of magic through their master that gives it to them. They give them their own magic, energy, as it were.
Alright.
Shiro has poor circuits. That's why when Saber said, "Shiro, I need you to heal me," he says, "I don't know that kind of magic." Oh, and Saber's like, "Oh, okay, well."
Donald, why are you like this?
Exactly, and then Shiro stupidly says, "Oh, but you healed yourself," and she just gives him a look like, "Dude, that's not how this shit works." But I'll let you think that for now. So, Shiro is a poor. The only thing Shiro's got going for him in this story is the fact that his luck is high.
Plot armor.
And his luck actually helps Saber out in key situations, actually.
But is it plot armor, or does he really have like some sort of like luck ability?
The luck corresponds with the fact that she survives utilizing her noble phantasm and she's not automatically like dissipating at the end. I think that's how luck works in this universe. The probability that she will not disappear, at least,
All right.
because she's using her own internal energy magic circuits, not his. If she were to, she's afraid that he would probably be drained of all his mana, which is true because apparently Saber, her magic circuits are like a fucking kiln. It's like a dragon kiln or something. That's what it corresponds with. She's a dragon core at the heart of her magic circuits and everything, so it utilizes a lot of magic that Shiro does not have. So getting Avalon back boosted all her magic circuits she needed to fulfill her duty as a servant, just end the Fifth Grail War, kill off Gilgamesh finally, and Shiro at the same time kills Kotomine, saves Ilya from a fate of becoming the new Grail, the inner Grail, and then Saber with her last command spell from Shiro, because you need the command spell to destroy the outer Grail. You need to have that boost with the seal, magic quest, magic seal or whatever, the command seal, to destroy it. And due to Saber destroying the last remnant, the outer Grail, her time is done, and she disappears into the light. And then, through the course of the story, Saber is able to come to recognize that her dream that she wanted is not something she really wanted. That she lived her life, and that she has to accept everything, the good and the bad. That she was a good king, and she did the best she could. And the fact that she became an ideal of kingdom, and that the fact that the people did not protect the king in the end. It was the king that protected the people, not the people that protected the king in the end. It's a philosophic thing that she comes to accept, more or less.
I feel like, she could have just.
She could have just what?
I don't know the joke, but I lost it.
Damn, that sucks.
It's cool.
Well, the thing is, by the end, she admits her feelings for Shiro as well. That Shiro, I do love you, but
I must defuse this bomb.
What? No, what you say?
Oh, I said I must defuse it, but I must defuse this bomb.
Well, she says it after that, but yes. And then Shiro, who admitted his feelings outright earlier, just said, "I know, thank you, Saber." And they share one last look, and she goes back to her timeline or whatever. And Shiro is left to wonder what his future holds. And in the end, Saber or Artoria winds back up underneath the tree where she originally began, with Bedivere saying, "King Arthur, I gave the sword back to the Lady of the Lake, as you said. What is wrong? I think my dream will be a long one this time, Bedivere." And Saber closes her eyes, and the last thing she sees is like a single leaf falling from a tree, and then Bedivere ends the series with what are you dreaming about now, King Arthur? What is the dream that you are dreaming right now? And the show ends.
Dang.
And that is Fate Stay Night, more or less, by Jeff, I guess.
Nice.
More the anime series, because I've never played the visual novel. But Fate Stay Night, original anime series that came out in 2006 or 2005, adapted by Dean, was good, I'd say. It's 24 episodes, so it's like a lot of compression of the original material in the visual novel. So they can only give you so much, but it's enough to like get you through the series.
Alright.
And actually, this corresponds to what you said about being about King Arthur, because yes, it is, but that's only because she's like one of many people that's part of like history. Like say like Lancer, for instance, he's an Irish Celtic hero. Cú Chulainn, Kukla. And then there's like
Kukulin!
Thank you, Kuklin. Yes, he's like the spear. He's like the spearhead, the dog of Celtic lore and shit.
Of Ulster?
Hmm.
The dog of Ulster?
Yes, thank you. Yes,
I
I
know
love.
about Kukulin.
Cool. Yeah, Lancer is actually my favorite character, or Ku. He's my favorite character in Fate Stay Night.
Nice.
But then again, I think I correspond more with the Lancer class because they get shit on so much in the anime series of any adoption. They get shit on so much. They always wind up dead or something.
That sounds like Lancers in media.
Yes, I mean the one in this fourth Grail War named Dermont. He gets totally shafted in the second half of that series. He gets a bad death and everything. It's sad, and I had so much empathy for my man Diamond, and it's like, no, dude. So Lancers get shit on. So I'm a huge fan of the Lancer class.
In
And
tropes, Lancers are like the second fiddle character, like Vegeta.
yes, in a way. But actually, I think that might correspond with more archers because Archer is like another popular character.
Alright.
Because he's the one that has that. If you've heard the chant, "I am the bone of my sword, steel is my body, and fire is my blood. I have created over 1,000 blades, unknown to death nor known to life. My entire life is unlimited blade works."
I think you sent me like a video.
I did. So Archer, fun fact or part of the story in Unlimited Blade Works, second storyline of the Fifth Grail War, he is a future version of Shiro.
Huh.
There was no rules in the Grail Wars that say that someone cannot be summoned in from the future itself as well. So the Grail can summon anyone from any time or any place. There are no boundaries. But yes, thank you. If you're wondering, Ben has a lot of time on his hands. He made a picture of Shadow as Ilya because
It's really terrible.
I dare you to put that in the CGM Discord and let the others see it. Do it. They'll have a
Well,
ball.
like does anyone there watch Fate Stay Night?
They know my love of it. It's fine. Go for it. But I should probably end this because this is a long video. Is there any questions you have, or we can make another video sometime about other characters? If you want.
Mike got weird. Oh no, it's that seems like a pretty good overview. I was mostly just trying to get the bullet points, though I learned a lot about Saber, I guess.
You learn more about Saber, but there's like any other character you want to know about that correspond with the story of Fates Tonight, because it's not just about Saber; it's about the other characters as well.
The only one, the one I know about is Lancer, and I guess Rin.
I can talk about Rin next time if you want.
Alright.
I mean, who do you want to talk about next time, Rin or Lancer?
I mean, I'm aware of them, but I don't know anything about them, so I have no preference.
You have no preference?
Yeah, I have no preference.
Okay, then. So think of this as CJM Extra, Fate Stay Night Saber Talk. And next time, or Artoria Talk. And next time, I'll talk about either Ku Kuklane or Rin Tosaka, which we'll see, because I'm a big fan of Rin, my girl, and I love her. And again, yes, I'm a big Lancer holder. Don't get me wrong, I'm a big Lancer head, and I actually have a figurine of another Lancer named Skathak, who is Ku Kuklane's teacher, who taught him stuff, and she actually is another powerful Lancer that is part of the Fate Grand Order series spinoff.
Nice.
I think I showed you. You saw a picture. You saw like my figurine of her on Instagram, I think.
Maybe.
I'll send you a picture of her. She's really awesome. She's Ku Kulthan's teacher, and apparently he's technically kind of afraid of her because her methods are very, very, very scary. or something.
I remember in a thing from overly sarcastic, they sort of made it like that person basically raised Ku,
Yeah, like as if she.
along with the druid.
Yes, yes. Because I guess in a way she could be his mother in a way, but if you call her that, she'll probably kick your ass.
She was supposed to be so. Yeah, yeah.
She's also known as what? She's a goddess of death in a way because she's got that shadow. What was that land? The land of shadows. She's a part of, and she is touched by. She can never be truly touched by death. She's a warrior of darkness and something like that.
I didn't know much about her character other than she taught Ku and hung out with the druid lady.
Actually her background in the Fate Stay universe is very interesting too.
Nice.
I'll explain it next time, or about Wintersaka or Skathok or Three of the Lancers. I'll say.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay then. So look forward to my try to explain the Fate Stay Night backlore to my friend Ben, as this is an CGM extra. If you made it this far, congratulations. If not, and you just gave up on it earlier, that's fine too. I am not pressing, but I hope you enjoyed this. And I will see you next time. Take care, everyone. Sheesh!